It has been 1 year since Amber Spradlin was found dead inside a home in Floyd County, Kentucky. And since that day, her story has gained widespread attention. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Amanda Barron.
And I'm Pat Simon. 13 News reporter Lane Ball has been following this case ever since the beginning. He joins us now live. Lane, you spoke with the family today. What are they saying?
Well, Pat and Amanda, Spradlin's family tell me they're still mourning this loss while remaining patient as this investigation is ongoing. I talked with her cousin Debbie Hall today, and she says right now they just want justice more than ever now. And a little background on this, Spradlin, she was found dead in a home along Arkansas Creek Road in Martin, Kentucky. That was 1 year ago today. She was 39 years old. Now, it's still unclear as to what happened to her, but Kentucky State Police says they've been interviewing people and they've searched, quote, numerous residences, electronic devices, and physical evidence since the incident happened, but no arrests have been made so far. A recent wrongful death and negligence lawsuit filed by Spradlin's estate did include details on what allegedly led to Spradlin ending up in the home the night she was killed and who was there with her. While few details on the case have been released, family members say they're still hopeful that the truth will be revealed soon.
All I know is their day is coming. They may think that they're getting by with it, but their day is coming, and it's all going to be put out there in public for everyone to see. The investigation has involved all of the text messages, Facebook messages, everything on iCloud. The police know this, and it will come out. And people who are denying things to people in public and say that we're lying and making things up, it's all going to come out.
Definitely still investigating. I've been reaching out to Kentucky State Police for an update on the case, but I have not heard back yet. But I will keep reaching out to them. And later tonight, I'll have more from Spradlin's family on how they're honoring her life 1 year later while still pursuing justice in this case. But for now, reporting live in Prestonsburg, I'm Lane Ball for 13 News.
A lawsuit has been filed in the death of Amber Spradlin, almost 1 year after she was found at a home in Martin, Kentucky. The document includes several defendants allegedly connected to the case. 13 News reporter Lane Ball first broke this story earlier today. He joins us with more on this new development.
New court documents show allegations are being made against those who were with 39-year-old Amber Spradlin last year on the night she died in a home in Martin, Kentucky. And that includes local law enforcement and also public officials. Now, Kentucky State Police have not released any official information on what led to Spradlin's death, and so far, no arrests have been made. But inside the wrongful death lawsuit, it gives us an idea of what allegedly took place that night, who was involved, and where Spradlin's body was found. Now, the lawsuit was filed by Spradlin's estate. It alleges that Michael McKinney Jr. and Roy Kidd were intoxicated when they traveled to the Season Inn Motel and Restaurant on June 17th. The business was owned by Michael McKinney Sr. It goes on to say that Spradlin was with them there and left to go to McKinney Sr.'s home here at the 600 block of Arkansas Creek Road in Martin. McKinney Sr. was allegedly at the home and gave McKinney Jr. and Kidd, quote, additional intoxicating substances. And at some point, McKinney Jr. stabbed Spradlin multiple times. On or about the night of June 17th or the early morning hours of June 18th, 2023, the document says a 911 call was placed requesting help at the residence of McKinney Sr. for an emergency. Now, the complaint goes on to say that 911 calls were halted or delayed, evidence was tampered with, and there was clear negligence from people in the home and also law enforcement officials. Now take a look at this. This is a list of all the defendants in the case, and I reached out to as many as I could Tuesday evening. And after numerous attempts,
Hey, this is Mike. Leave a message.
I did get one person to answer, former Mayor Les Stapleton, and he says he's not going to speak with us until he talks with his attorney. As of Tuesday night, Kentucky State Police still hasn't released any new updates and no arrests have been made. In Prestonsburg, Lane Ball, 13 News.
Next tonight, a family and strangers who want to help move the wheels of justice are making sure that a woman who was murdered last summer is not forgotten. 13 News reporter Lane Ball has more tonight on a project to shine light on her case.
People are really upset over all of this, and they want to do whatever they can do to help out.
Ever since Amber Spradlin was found murdered in a home in Martin, Kentucky last June, thousands have come together to push for answers. Now they're working to make sure anyone who travels through Prestonsburg sees her name and her face on a billboard.
Hey,
Now, the family wants the billboard to be somewhere where a lot of eyes can see it. That's why they're trying to secure a spot right here behind me.
An ideal spot would be at the end of the bridge coming past Archer Park. There's about 5 billboards up there. We would love to have one there.
Getting the message out there without hurting Kentucky State Police's investigation.
Some people are wanting to get more of the facts of the case, like where she was murdered and who are some of the characters involved in the situation, but I'm not sure yet about that.
Hall says the goal is public awareness and also encouraging anyone who's holding back information to come forward.
We had a meeting about the middle of December with the detective and the Commonwealth attorney. They said it could take up to another year to get it all done, possibly, but there are some individuals who, if they were to come forward and talk and tell what they knew, it could be over with very soon.
Living by the words, justice for Amber, every day.
If we can make a few people uncomfortable in the town, then we're all for that also.
In Prestonsburg, Lane Ball, 13 News.
As of tonight, no suspects have been named or released. Their names have not been released. Kentucky State Police still investigating. Breaking news is out of Eastern Kentucky as we learn more about a woman who was murdered more than a year ago in Eastern Kentucky. Tonight, 3 men are behind bars in connection to this case. Lane Ball has been following this one for us since the very beginning. He joins us in the studio. Lane, of the 3 men that are facing charges, one of them is charged with Amber Spradlin's murder.
That's right, Amanda. Michael McKinney III is accused of stabbing her to death, and his dad, Michael McKinney II, and Josh Mullins are also accused of helping him clean up after the fact. Now, all 3 have been arrested at this time.
You're not getting out of this, buddy. You're not above the law.
Cousin Debbie Hall shot this video, and that's who you just heard yelling there. She was there as McKinney II was taken into custody. He's accused of helping his son clean up her blood and destroy the handle of the knife investigators say McKinney III used to kill Spradlin and also destroy his clothing. Investigators say that Josh Mullins also helped do all those same things. Now, all 3 are facing charges of tampering with the evidence and concealing it. This includes destroying security cameras that investigators say would have captured the murder and also cleaning blood from the kitchen sink near where she was murdered. Now, here's a picture of the man charged with Spradlin's murder. His name is Michael McKinney III, so we were just talking about him. He's currently being held in the Rowan County, Detention Center. Amber's cousin Debbie Hall just said in a news conference that arraignments are expected for tomorrow afternoon. She also just said that she's been waiting for this day, and the crowd that was there says that they have a lot of fight left in them, and we'll continue talking with Amber's cousin later tonight about this recent development. But for now, live in the studio, I'm Lane Ball for 13 News.
The 3 men accused in connection to the death of Amber Spradlin arraigned this afternoon, more than a year after her death. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amanda Barron. Pat has the day off. We can now show you the mugshots of all 3 suspects. Michael McKinney III is accused of stabbing Amber repeatedly, resulting in her death. His father, Michael McKinney II, and Josh Mullins are said to have helped him clean up the crime scene and destroy evidence. They're all charged with tampering with evidence and concealing or destroying the handle of the knife used, clothing McKinney III wore, a surveillance camera, and a digital video recorder. That's all according to the indictment. Our 13 News reporter Lane Ball has been on the case since the very beginning. He was in court with the suspects today. He joins us tonight from Prestonsburg. Lane, what happened in the courtroom today?
Well, Amanda, Michael McKinney III, Michael McKinney II, and Josh Mullins all appeared to be fairly calm as they came into Floyd County Circuit Court earlier today. Now, there was a crowd of people who were in the audience that were watching as the arraignments went down. Now, Mike McKinney III, he appeared first, and the judge set his bond at $5 million cash. His father, McKinney II, appeared after him, and his bond was set at $250,000. Mullins' bond was the lowest at $100,000. Now, if the bond is posted, all 3 men will have to be on home confinement, and they must hand over their passports to ensure they don't leave the area before their next court appearance. Now, McKinney II, McKinney III, and Mullins were arrested Tuesday afternoon following grand jury indictments in the murder case. McKinney III is facing murder charges after investigators say he killed Spradlin with a knife inside a home along Arkansas Creek Road in Martin. He, his father, McKinney II, and Mullins are also facing charges of tampering with evidence at the crime scene. Now, a crowd watches the arraignments unfold today, including Spradlin's family members who have been waiting for this day for a long time.
It's finally 13 and a half months, and they finally have to take a little bit of accountability for what they've done. We won a battle, but we still got a war.
Now, all three men are expected to be back in court on October 24th at 2 p.m. And coming up later tonight on 13 News at 6, I'll have more from family members talking about their emotions as all three men walked into Floyd County Circuit Court. But for now, reporting live in Prestonsburg, I'm Lane Ball for 13 News.
All right, Lane, thanks so much. Here is the timeline in this case. Amber Spradlin was found dead at that home on Arkansas Creek in Martin on June 18th of last year. The Justice for Amber group worked to put up a billboard with her face on it in Prestonsburg back in February. A wrongful death lawsuit was filed in June. Just yesterday, her friends, family, and the strangers that worked tirelessly for justice saw some of their efforts pay off with those indictments and, of course, those arraignments today. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for staying up late with us tonight. I'm Amanda Barron. We begin in eastern Kentucky, where a dentist charged with cleaning up a murder scene and trying to destroy evidence in the case is allowed to go back to work while out on bond. But as 13 News reporter Lane Ball explains, he still won't be able to perform every aspect of his job.
It wasn't really what I was hoping for, but I'm not upset or disheartened by anything.
Instead, Debbie Hall says she will stay on the path toward justice. Her vow comes as one of the men accused of tampering with evidence after her cousin Amber Spradlin was murdered. Michael McKinney II was granted the ability to work while out on bond.
Now, Michael McKinney II owns a dentistry practice right here in Prestonsburg. And with this new motion, he will be able to work 5 days out of the week, Monday through Friday. But he'll have to be home by a certain time. He'll have to wear an ankle monitor, and he can't personally practice dentistry.
His dentistry license was suspended, meaning he can't practice, but he can run his business and hire another dentist to step in.
We'll see what comes of all of that as time progresses. I think it would probably be a difficult time to find someone that's willing to come here and step into this mess that they created.
Bond was also reduced for the other man accused of helping to cover up the crime. Josh Mullins' bond was reduced to $50,000, down from $100,000. As for the man accused of stabbing Spradlin to death, Michael McKinney III's bond reduction motion has been withdrawn. His bond remains at $5 million.
As much as I would like to see him locked away for forever, I know that we have to go through the legal process, and this is just part of it. I'm feeling pretty certain that everything is going to come out in our favor, that we will be successful with convictions.
As for now, she waits for the wheels of justice to turn. In Prestonsburg, Lane Ball, 13 News.
Mullins and McKinney III are still behind bars as of this evening. Now, they're all due back in court at the end of October. Meanwhile, it's also important to point out the attorney for the man charged with murder in the case was held in contempt of court today and fined $500.